Okay, this is the daily recap for the 30th of August. I took one trade today and it was stopped at break even. I'm gonna skip to yesterday because the executions don't show. I'm not sure if it does show on this. Yeah, okay, so this is the trade that I took today. And you see buy, and then stopped at break even here. And this candle down. Alright, so getting into the analysis. So we've got a daily fair value gap, we've got relatively equal highs over here, and we've tapped into that daily and did not manage to inverse it yesterday. So I was at the start of my analysis on the daily time frame, I was bullish, right? On the 4 hour, we respect a 4 hour fair value gap here, and it was in a discount. And then we've inversed this 4 hour at 10 a.m. Yeah, on this candle. So the 4 hour before that, it did not inverse, as you can see. We didn't inverse on the 4 hour here. Notice how we respect it, and then push up there. Respect it. I was expecting a push up, but we didn't get it. Going to the 1 hour, we inversed this 1 hour fair value gap on this candle at 10 a.m. So yeah, I had a bullish bias today, but price didn't go as expected. It came down, sweeps out Asian lows over here and London lows over here. Should probably be like this one instead. Alright, so we had London lows, but after like at PM session. So it's not when I trade, so I wasn't a part of it. Anyhow, we have London lows there. Alright, so the only thing that I could probably say, and before I do, we've got fair value gap, inverse the fair value gap at this candle. Yep. So 9:45 candle closed, 10 a.m. starts there. We tapped into a 5-minute fair value gap here, and that might have been the sweep that we needed to come down lower. But problem is, I don't want to trade what I feel. I was expecting price to clear out these engineered liquidity. It's low resistance. It was really good, except for the fact that we inversed the 4 hour, respected the 4 hour, respected the 4 hour again, and we inversed on the 1 hour. So that's why I had a bullish narrative, had a bullish bias. I was looking for buys, so then we had SMT here. I'll show you this chart as well. That's all the 5 minute. So 10 a.m. here. So we should have SMT, yep. This low, from this low to this low, and we'll just count this one instead. This to here. Right. So we had SMT. I was looking for buys again. I felt like this was the sweep that we needed. It was enough for me to look for buys at that time. As I said, the 5-minute fair value gap created here. it's not enough for me to say that it would have been bearish because of just that 5-minute fair value gap. Okay, so we had SMT created here, and then I was looking for any entry that could have been good for me. So we could have took an entry at this inverse. Inverse this fair value gap. But I didn't take an entry there. I didn't enter here because it didn't tap into it first and then inverse it. It literally just went straight up to inverse it, which for me is low probability, right? So afterwards, we get an inverse of this fair value gap, which was like, okay, that's fine. So I entered in on this 2-minute fair value gap here. Entered on this 2-minute fair value gap. It got inversed, so I was like, okay, that's fine. I'll look for buys now. So these, I'll delete these. So this is the candle that we inversed the 2-minute on. So at that time, we had this placement above, market structure shift. At this high, market structure shift, displaced, and then this was what I thought to be what I think to be a 2022 model. Since we swept liquidity, displaced above, market structure shift, fair value gap, entry. And to be honest, I entered, so I had 2 entries, right? I entered on this inverse, and I also entered when, like, I entered like 1 micro, and it would have been 4, but since we had this, it was a bit choppy, so I de-risked, which was good. So I entered 1 at this inverse, and then I entered another at that fair value gap that was tapped into. So overall my position would have been like around that. Stop to this order block, and I wanted to see these equal highs get taken out. This was just way too perfect for me, in my opinion, so I was like, okay, this is probably the move that brings us higher, and it didn't. Okay. So then price went higher to my direction, and at this high I went break even. Why did I choose this high? Because this fair value gap was also blocking it. So going to 2-minute, there was this fair value gap. I went break even there because if it respects consequent encroachment, then that just means it's likely for it to come down after that. So at this candle, when it got respected, I put it at break even. So I didn't take any partials. My first partial was going to be at, I think, this high. This is my first partial. So this was my first partial, and then my full TP. Entered at this 2-minute inverse, right here, entered here, and then had another position, added another position at this 1-minute fair value gap. So yeah, overall it was really good. It was a good entry. Followed my rules. We hit break even and then got taken out for a $2 loss. So I'll shoot now. Oh, it doesn't say it, that's fine. But here's the executions. So up here, execution number 1. a bit under it. So that's execution number 1, execution number 2. At that fair value gap there that we had, as I said. There we go. Oopsie. And there we go. So we went break even at 1 to 1, which is good. And so I think that's basically it. We didn't have any other buying entries here. We came down and swept all of this out. So overall, it was a good entry, but I think it was just it was high probability, to be fair, since we invest so many fair value gaps. But price just wasn't it today, I guess. It didn't follow much of my analysis, so I'm fine with going break even at that high. It's completely fine with me. So yeah, that was today, 30th of August 2024, and that's it. Bye.